Hey there, it's time for the April garden tour. Let's check it out. As we walk this way, I have put in a little sitting bench. This was already here. It was tucked behind what I call the barking tree, where my dog loves to walk over here and bark at the little critters that dwell in this tree. At some point I'll put like maybe a plastic tray or something so I could put my drinks and stuff. But the idea of it is to check out the garden, and it's just beautiful just to sit out here, drink a cup of tea, and pretty much relax and think about things I want to change in the garden, or just take a break from the extensive labor. I'm just ecstatic about the state of the garden this April. As we walk this way, the iris has stopped flowering. Here is some of the aeration pots. This is some red potatoes here. Future plans for this area: tomatoes and these two. And here I'll be putting in some cucumber or squash. The barrage is getting more and more beautiful. It just makes me smile. Just can't wait for these blue flowers to bud with the sunflowers. And the asparagus gotten a bit taller, more fern-like plant. And as you also can see, I've put in a little bit of irrigation. And here is garden bed 1. The pinto beans, I've got 2 plants. They're growing fairly reasonable. The chard could do better. Beautiful garbanzo beans. I've spaced them out so they'll grow a lot larger. This is a tomato plant. And here is another tomato plant. In fact, I put in some irrigation. There are some over there. And it goes all the way out here, and then it comes out. For this bed, I'm using straw. I had some left over from my strawberries. So I'll be using this mulch for now in this garden bed. The current plan, this cage, and this cage, I'm still going to have to try to put in some more beans and cucumber. But just like the beans, every time I put them out, I know the earlier it is in the season, the more pests attack my green beans, and I'll try again and see if my purple pole beans will make it. I'll be taking out the chard once it has retired. I have moved the lavender plant over here. I was worried when I put the irrigation in that it would get overwatered, so it doesn't have any irrigation on it, just like the rosemary, because I don't want to overwater it. I've got a chicory plant over here, and I'm really happy of the results of the sunchokes. They are getting taller and taller every few days. I can't wait to try them this year. These peculiar alien-like flowers, and if you hit them, it splats on you like it would a paintball. Aren't they amazing though? And here is garden bed 2. Here's the barrage plant. And I've got some chamomile planted here. Can't wait to see what that looks like. Celery. And 4 tomato plants so far. Planted in garden bed 2. Can't wait for those. Now, one thing I should share, which I've never planted before, is rapini broccoli. The rapini broccoli is going to seed already. When the rapini gets to this state, it's honestly, it's not too late to harvest, but it becomes super bitter. Oh, and this is purple lady bok choy, which isn't purple anymore. It is going to seed. This bok choy is doing fine, but this one is also going to seed. This is likely the plant I will save seeds from. The future plans for garden bed 2 is to take out the rapini. There's, I believe, 4 or 5 plants in here. I'll be taking that out, and I'll be adding more squash. I don't know if you can see that I've already planted some squash. And here is another squash. I can't wait to try the Desi squash this year. Got some happy lettuce, another happy lettuce here. Well, this is garden bed 2. As for the aeration pot. Take you this way. I've got some cauliflower in here, a rapini, I've got some borage here, rapini broccoli, happy lettuce, happy kale, a very, very happy borage plant. It's going crazy. Another squash plant. This squash plant is growing humongous. The current plans for the aeration bag jungle is to put in about 6, maybe even 8 more bags here. I've got a lot of squash left in the greenhouse. As for the wildlife area, it's gotten a little out of control. Currently have to probably clip these back a little, but I'd love to get a little bird bath, possibly maybe behind this log here. Continuing the garden tour. In this area, I had the bok choy last month. I am trying to see how this little cucumber does. He's a dragon egg cucumber, and I've tried numerous times to put him in the garden. This particular one keeps getting pests on them, so we'll see if this garlic will help. A tomato plant. I've got some rapini broccoli going to seed. I made another area for sunflowers, which is growing very well. That's a mammoth. And there is a red queen back there, and a chocolate cherry. Some carrots, a little bit of lettuce. The carrots are doing fairly well. It's got a very deep pot because I want to make sure the carrots have a lot of room to grow. If you can see behind here, white flowers. We're blooming. Very, very happy. They're just so pretty. Some of these really want to go tall, so I'm gonna have to think about adding more netting here. And look how beautiful this one is. It's got like a purple pink flower. Can't wait to see what that little pea pod's gonna look like. And the strawberries are doing fairly well, being interplanted with lettuce and marigolds and onion. So I've been very happy. I've been able to eat quite a few strawberries. I've got cosmos in here, and a marigold, another marigold here, and some nasturtiums. These are all supporting plants. And here's the state of the pea patch. So I am gonna warn you, the state of the greenhouse is pure chaos. Like, so much chaos that it's kind of embarrassing to show you what it looks like right now. But this is the gardener life. You just gotta have to deal with a little chaos every now and then. So, let's check it out. Into the chaos. Don't look! Don't look! Oh my gosh, I'm horrified. Okay, I did not drink this. Okay, this is not drink. This is water. This is rainwater. These are some plants that I'll have to put out in the garden. Taxoids are really cool. They remind you of the texture of a succulent plant. I have some lemon balm here. This is my sign from a couple years ago, but this stuff's really cool. It's mosquito repellent. Really like them. They smell so wonderful. This is the lime basil. Oh wow, I think this is the holy basil. And they're beautiful plants. Supposed to bloom different than the regular basil. I can't wait to see how this works out. What is this spidery thing? It's kind of creepy. What are you? Cumin. Woohoo! And jalapenos. A lot of tomatoes in this one. And one of my favorite herbs this year that I've grown, catnip. It feels like velvet. I've got some rhubarb here. More peppers. This is the Anaheim chili peppers. I've got echinacea here, some ground cherries, tomatoes, coral bell peppers. These are the sugar rush peppers. More peppers. And this is another type of pepper, and I have no idea what this guy is. Doesn't smell like catnip. And this is another interesting one. It's called a spider flower. And bottle. I've got some basil, dandelion. Look how cool! Oh, I know that they're considered a weed, but I really need to repot this guy. I can't wait. And this right here is a shishito pepper, some red lettuce, some sage. This guy's this thyme. Chocolate mint is doing wonderfully. Some unidentified plants due to losing the label. This guy and this guy, if you can recognize what they are, this might be a marshmallow plant, but I'm not confident. This is echinacea. One of the lettuces I have been adoring is the little gem. I planted them last year, but due to spacing, they didn't grow as wonderful as they have this year. They taste amazing in salads and sandwiches. And I've got some marigold and nasturtium, strawberry plant. Marigold. I planted some thyme here. I loved having them in Southern California. He's still trying to establish himself because he was transplanted about 24 hours ago in this pot. These strawberries are fairly tall. And here is some auroch. I think it's called orach. We'll see how this does. Cosmos are doing amazing. They seem to really like this pot. I think I'll just keep planting more and more around here. And I got mint back there, barrage back there. Well, one thing I did last year, I planted sage with the strawberries, so I'm doing that again. These are a different strawberry variety. The lettuce is going absolutely awesome. I probably have gotten 4 or 5 strawberries. Well, there you have it. The State of the Garden, April 2020.